Yo, what up, We back on another edition of Freewenow.
Till it is backwards.
Yes, sirski. And it seems like it's been a minute since we've been in the studio.
It has been a very long minute.
I don't know, you know what I mean?
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
We gotta get back in the routine of things. But how we feeling, man? What you got for the people?
All right. Don't allow the beauty of words to blind you to the ugliness of reality. Care less about what people say and require more from what they do.
That's deep. Don't get blinded by the beauty of words. What we say, women fall in love with what they hear. Men fall in love with what they see. Yes, sirski. And we back. We got putting our realest foot forward today. 4 questions. Kick us off, man. What you got?
All right. Is lying necessary sometimes?
Yes.
Oh, yikes. He didn't even give me a chance to get it off.
Yes. Anybody thinking lying is not necessarily they're lying.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes, yes. Because what is lying? Let's define what is lying.
Not telling the truth, anything other than the truth.
Okay, so what if I just don't say anything?
I guess omission is
omission lying?
It could be a form of lying.
Yeah, well, yeah. Lying is definitely necessary.
Yeah.
It's definitely necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see how you could go through life and think that lying isn't necessary.
Mm-mm.
Right? And essentially, everybody lies to their kids. Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Tooth Fairy.
Yeah. Sorry,
kids, if you're watching this. Santa Claus isn't real. Tooth Fairy isn't real. Okay?
So are you pretty much saying that the
lying can be used for protection?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you could be involved in something and don't want to get your family involved and don't want anybody else to be hurt, so you lie about it.
So the reason behind it matters more than the
for
actual
sure.
lie.
The reason definitely matters more than the action.
Okay.
I think the intent, the reason, and the desired outcome is better. It's better than lying, in my opinion. That's a hot take, but whatever. Screw it. Eat me up in the comments. Pause. Yeah, what do you think?
Oh, lying is for sure necessary. That's the reason I asked the question. I think one of the main reasons I learned lying is necessary is being in a leadership role. So in a role where you have to look individuals in the face and everything's falling apart, but you telling them the truth as it is could just make things worse. As you said, the reason behind the lie is more of importance. Now, I believe when it comes to like partnerships, friendships, and things like that, we should have a comfort level where I'm able to tell you the truth. And I think, and not even I know when it comes to like dealing with my homeboys versus dealing with a girl that I'm dealing with, I can tell my homeboys the bold-faced truth and we'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Like, they may not like it. It may not be good, but
right.
I care less about their emotional response than anything.
Right.
But with your woman, yeah, sometimes you got to lie to her.
Do I look fat in this? Am I losing weight? Did you notice my hair? Did you notice this? No, I ain't noticed nothing about you.
And honestly,
no,
with
you
that,
you haven't lost weight.
With what you saying that, I have now convinced myself, and I have now made it a rule that if my wife was to ever ask me, am I getting fat? I'm not lying. I got to tell the truth. Because if I lie about that and she just like, oh, okay, cool, and just continues to get fat, eventually I'm going to be bothered.
Right.
And now it's my problem because I continue to perpetuate this standard.
Listen, I will be very transparent. I've had a situation where I had to say that.
Yikes.
I had to. But, it is what it is. And they were, at the time, didn't like me for it.
And everybody isn't going to like the truth.
Now, the utmost respect. Gives me props for the transformation. So, yes.
Lying is necessary. You heard it here first.
Lying is necessary.
You gotta lie. You heard it here first.
Nah, lying is necessary. And you put in a great point is this: when you're in a leadership role or you have the weight of whatever situation, in the palm of your hand, telling them the ship is sinking may not be the best response because they're gonna panic.
And that's
we're gonna be all right.
We're gonna be
everything is gonna be okay. That's a lie.
It is.
Everything's not gonna be okay.
Sometimes you say it when you have no idea if it is or it isn't.
Right.
Like imagine telling your kids, "Hey, we're about to die. Like life's over." You don't want to put your kids in that mindset. But like, "Hey, we're gonna be good, fine to go. Maybe y'all may be about to die, but you don't want them in that panic."
Yeah. What is that gonna do for them?
That's like one of the golden rules in any situation you have. They say, "Do not cause panic. Don't cause mass hysteria. Don't run around telling everybody what's actually going on for everybody to pile on their problems into that situation."
I'll take it a step further. So does that excuse the government lying to its people?
Honestly, I feel like they got to lie for certain reasons.
They have to lie.
They have to.
Thank you. Everybody's like, why didn't the government tell us? Why did the CIA not tell us? We were sitting here this whole time. What are they going to say? What are you going to do? If they told you what was really going to, then now what?
And the crazy thing is, as much as people hate to hear this line, you can't handle the truth.
You can't.
There's some truths we really can't handle.
We can't.
We're not meant to process them, nor would we even have the ability to step outside of our own selfish wants and needs to understand the true reason for the lie.
Right.
Like, honestly, we can't sit here and say government probably tapping everything. And honestly, they probably caught a lot of people for doing that.
They probably stopped a lot of
things. But you can be like, "Oh, he worried about what I'm searching on the internet, who I'm talking to, who I'm not talking to."
Yeah.
Government don't even care about none of that.
So I think the government should lie.
They have to.
You have to. Because what is your auntie gonna do about knowing all the government secrets? She's gonna stop something? There's gonna be a change? Like she gonna make something shake?
Nope.
Like the fact of us knowing everything, like even God don't tell us everything.
Because we couldn't handle it.
We wouldn't be able to handle it. Like, so not telling everything, is that a lie?
I mean, in the basis of the definition, yeah. But it has a reason behind it.
Yeah. So
I will say I don't think it's lying when you're not just randomly offering up information. Yeah. I think if somebody asks you a question about it and you omit certain parts of it, then that's lying.
So if you're not volunteering the information.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to just go up and be like, "Hey, this is what's going on." Like just randomly volunteering the information. I don't consider that's lying. But if somebody asks you a direct question about what's going on and you fail to tell the truth, then you're lying.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So on that note of government tapping phones, in this age of, technological advancements, AI, like what is your mind frame right now with this? It seems like we're advancing at an alarming rate. So what is your thoughts about our privacy being at risk, robots, just the ethical considerations and the morality that sometimes get lost as we advance in technology?
I'll say this. I think privacy is fake. I think privacy is fake.
It's perceived.
It's perceived. If you think you can text anybody, talk to anybody on this phone, on the computer, go on Instagram and post your life, and you think you have a private life, you're insane. It's really ridiculous. Like I'm not trying to be one of those individuals that's trying to be like conspiracy theorists, but I know there's plenty of times where I'll be talking about something just in vicinity of my phone, and then I'll look on my phone and that exact thing that I was talking about, whether how specific or how unspecific the topic is on my phone.
Right.
Like, I'm not insane.
Right.
I can put two and two together. It's not making that big of an effect on my life.
Right.
I think the true essence of privacy is it can be in partnerships or like friendships. But you have to trust that individual as well not to go out and blab them out, because for some reason, everybody wants to put everything on social media. Everybody wants their entire life. Everybody wants the validation of somebody else to talk about their situation or to be envious of their situation. So that just makes privacy even less. Like there's always somebody watching.
Right.
There's always somebody watching. No matter when you, as they said, you didn't get away with it. You just got by. You know what I'm saying? You just happen to survive this situation. Because I can't count the amount of times that people in general have maybe like recorded and you're in the background doing something you're not supposed to do. And now you looking on Twitter, you all over Twitter, you all over Instagram. But in that moment, you thought, "Oh, I'm having a whole private situation. I'm cooking. I'm that guy. Nobody knows what's going on." The next thing you know, you're everywhere. Like Kevin Hart said, we're all the feds. We do the feds' jobs for them because we record everything.
Facts.
We talk about everything. And then 9 times out of 10, as much as we like to admit, when you tell your friends, you tell individuals, they telling their friends. Who's telling their friends? Who's telling their friends? So there's no real privacy.
So what about the ethical side of the morality? Do you think it's worth the technology advancement is worth the morality piece? Is worth the ethical piece? And what I mean by that is that now people are going to lose jobs, right? AI is going to take jobs and you're not going to get them back.
Yeah.
Right. Technology. Now you can have something. Now you can put what they call them air tags on people's cars. You can put this, high tech camera on somebody and they don't even know that you're listening or watching.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so. And then I guess the morality and ethical piece of just the advancement of technology. And then do you like the government being able to control all of that for your safety?
Whether I like it or not, it's going to happen. At this point, I just choose to deal with it. Right?
You think they're gonna butt in regardless?
Yeah. Like, do you think they care if I say you shouldn't do that?
Yeah.
People been saying that for hundreds of years, and they still ain't cared.
Right.
Things are popping out all the time. So why do I think my voice in this specific situation is going to make a difference? I just don't have the time, or I don't have the patience to worry myself about that.
Right.
Live my life. And on the other hand, like, yes, is there a lot of ethical and moral standards that are probably being crossed? A lot of things that you probably don't want to know that's happening? Of course, there's probably a bunch of those things. But on the other side, it's a lot of positive things that are coming out with it. Advances in medicine, advances in travel, as we talked about, having the opportunity to time travel.
Right.
Like advances in mental abilities, advances in everything that we do in life. There's going to be give and take.
Okay, on that note about advancements, right now Elon Musk was talking about Neuralink and how basically people that have lost limbs will now be able to get their limbs back through robotics and having kind of like robotic limbs.
Yeah.
Right, so I guess that's an advancement, right? But then it's like, have you ever seen Black Lightning?
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes of it.
So basically, in the episode of Black Lightning on Netflix, y'all should check that out. Super dope. Talking about technology and medicine and altering people's DNA and testing on essentially black people. But in the episode, there was a guy who used to be a track star, and then he got paralyzed. But then he had now they gave him these robotic limbs, and now he was able to have superhuman strength, superhuman just capabilities, right? But, right, like Neuralink, it's kind of like a chip, right? They were controlling him. So they could make him go do bad stuff. They could make him do whatever they wanted him to do, really. Yeah. Because he had all these superhuman capabilities, and he had this chip in him, right? So it's like that catch-22 of like the good with the bad.
And I completely understand that. Like, that is always a possibility. One of the biggest things I think with technological advances, especially when it comes to things like Neuralink.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched this show on Netflix called Alter Carbon. It talks about essentially being able to download people's consciousness into chips. So now people are, their original soul and body is dying, but they're able to continue to make copies, right? And at that point, that becomes a little much for me, right? Because now I feel like people are trying to play God, like change DNA, change how kids are going to grow up. Like, yes, it's amazing to be able to catch things like sickle cell and like mental disorders and everything like that, and maybe like alter that. But it's not going to stop there. It's not going to be like, all right, this is going to be the boundary. They're just going to keep getting pushed. Now I want my kids to come out with this color eyes. I want them to be this color skin. I want them to be this tall. I want them to be this strong. I want to do that. So now you're essentially taking away what God's creation is and trying to make it your own. Once you get to that point, you're crossing a line that I can't help you with, and I'm not down with.
Bro, we're in a movie.
Bro, come on now.
Like, no, like for real.
We really are.
I don't think people are understanding that this, like, we're actually living in a movie. You know what I mean? Talking about that, I can just imagine that being the intro to a blockbuster movie in theaters.
Yeah.
About how now the world having we didn't even talk about COVID or apocalypse or the weather changing how it is, right? We didn't even get to, some type of super viral infection. Okay.
Yeah.
We just talking about technology. We ain't even talking about wars, all the war that's going on, right? Like from the wars, the weather, the inflation, the money issues, economic troubles globally, from technology, the election in a few days. Like, bro, it's a lot going on.
You know what's crazy? You remember when iRobot first came out,
Mm-hmm.
and you watched the movie, you were like, this is impossible. Like self-driving cars, robots that help you out, and AI mastermind that control all the robots. This is literally where we're living. ChatGPT is like the AI mastermind. You can talk to it about anything. You can formulate questions and make it smarter. It even has a portion of the app that if you say something that it doesn't know, it downloads and saves it. Specifically if it's about you. So say you ask a question in reference to you, they start to pick up on your tendencies. Now we got self-driving cars, Tesla. You just on the road letting it do it for you. They're talking about rolling out robots. Like, this is happening in real time. And before, it was just a dream. It was an imagination. Oh, that would never happen. Like, that's far-fetched. And the thing you were talking about controlling, like using the chips to control people, we're already being controlled. Come on now. Like, how many times the social media phones and the things that we deal with in everyday life already control us without actually knowing? Like you said, you were like, hey, what is Instagram? What is Facebook? What is Twitter selling? Like, how are they really making profit? You're the product. They're selling you. They sell you on ideas. They sell you on whatever thing is popular. You can make up something fictional and make it real by just spreading to the masses in a certain way that they enjoy.
If you're using something for free and you don't know what the product is, you're the product.
You are the product.
If you're using something for free and you don't know what the product is, you're the product. That's with anything. That's with relationships. That's with your sneaky link. That's situationships. That's in corporate. That's anywhere. That's at the club. You thinking you getting in a section for free for no reason, mommy?
You're the product.
No, you're the product. Okay? You're the product. If you have access or you have anything for free and you think it's just always just all good for free, nah, you're the product. Okay? Wake up. It ain't free for no reason.
Telling you, word of mouth is one of the best promotion tactics.
Facts.
If you start liking it, now you're telling your friends about it. Now you're just another brand ambassador.
Facts.
Without getting paid.
And so attention has now become the currency, right? That's what YouTube does. That's what watch time is. Okay? The more entertaining or whatever your content is, the more entertaining it is. They're like, oh, wow, he's able to keep people on YouTube. We're going to pay people a lot of money to keep you on this app. What can you do to keep people on this app? And we're going to pay you as much money as possible to keep people on this app. On top of that, then you get brand deals, endorsements, whatever, because you have the attention. Now you have the attention. Now people are coming to the app for you. Now people are going to boom. Sprite deal, boom. ESPN, boom. Sports, boom. Nike, boom. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, boom. Water company, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you have the attention of the people, that's one of the greatest things ever, is to be able to have someone's attention. That's why, ladies, men feel some type of way if you are attention seeking. Mm-hmm. Or if you are easily swayed, easily engulfed in someone just because they gave you their attention. That's why we don't want you going out looking out any type of way. Because attention is currency. Because when you have attention, intention follows. You feel me? Wherever I put my attention, that's where my intention will go.
Yeah.
So don't think that, oh, I just have this attention, all these people's attention, and then intention won't follow. The fellas, we know that. We're not trying to control you. We're trying to mold you.
Yeah. And stop thinking attention is options.
Facts.
Because I'll tell you right now, the truth will hurt.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm going to keep lying to you.
Because I'm going to keep lying to you because you can't handle it.
All right. So going into this whole social media aspect, being brought on the platforms, and just how much of our lives has become virtual, should people be judged off their social media?
Absolutely.
Okay. So why?
People should be judged because that's what you want people to see. If I walk out the house and my breath is stinking, like I am okay with you smelling that. You know what I'm saying?
That's diabolical.
For real though.
Crazy
like
word.
Obviously you have sometimes you don't know, whatever, you just ate some whatever, right? But if that's a pattern, that's a habit, like you obviously don't care enough to care enough. Right? So if I go outside and I got my shirt off, that's how I want people to view me, as shirt off shawty. You know what I'm saying? Like if I go outside and I wear a suit, I want people to know me as a person that wears a suit. Right? It's a billboard, it's advertisement, it's attention. So whatever you're putting out there, how are you to be beside yourself by me categorizing you off of what you're marketing? Right? If I'm a doctor, I'm not going to go wear a police uniform because I'm a doctor. If I'm a police officer, I'm not going to go out there and put on a firefighter uniform. I don't fight fires. I'm a police officer.
Yeah.
And it is a crime to false advertise and put on a uniform if you're not actually a police officer. Right? Because then people, at that point, it brings authority. The uniform, how you appear, how you show up, it gives you your authority. Right? The insignia that you wear on your uniform in the military as an officer, right? You can get in trouble for impersonating an officer.
Yeah.
Why? Because it gives you authority, right? Like you have authority and leadership with that insignia. So now you have the ability to influence your environment, right? So yes, I will judge you off your social media, right? Because that's what you want me to see. So you can't get mad at me for looking at you and saying, okay, wow, you like to go out and party. Why you think I like it? Why you always think I'm in the club? Why you think I'm a party girl? Why you think I'm a party dude? You think I just love being in the club and buying sections? Well, that's all you showed me. You feel me? Like, I can only go off of what you show me. I can't infer, imply, and read between the lines of something that's not there.
Yeah.
You feel me? So social media is your walking billboard. It's your advertisement. It's who you want the people to know you as. Period. And if you be like, well, I don't take my social media serious. Well, okay, now I take you as a not serious person. Because if you don't want to take your social media serious, I'm not saying you have to, but I'm just saying, oh, they're just a fun person. They like to have fun. They don't like to take things seriously. Whether that's good or bad, like, it don't matter to me. I'm just putting you in that category as somebody that just doesn't take things seriously. Cool. Like, you're a fun person. So if I want to go have fun, I'll probably hit you up.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to go make some money, I probably won't hit you up. If I sell real estate and I'm posting everything about selling cars and nobody hits me up about real estate, I can't get mad. Because I'm walking around as a car salesman when I don't sell cars.
Nah, I get that completely.
You feel me? So it's like, why would you get mad at me for putting you in a category that you're impersonating?
Yeah.
If that's not you. What you think?
I completely agree with you. Social media is one of the biggest judging factors, which is why when you meet somebody and you do get their social media, we creep on it. I want to see what type of stuff you post. I want to type of see what type of attention you seeking. Like if I'm going to take you as a viable option, I have to consider how you act in every facet of life. So one of the biggest things that I do hate is that perception is reality. Like I try to steer away from going towards that type of mentality, right? Because I want to know the ground truth. I don't want to just believe something that is false and try to make it the new narrative, right? But when it comes to social media, whether you're on there pretending or you're really being who you are, it's almost one and the same. Because eventually, if you're getting on social media and say you acting like a thought or you acting like you got this type of lifestyle and you don't, I know that's what you're working towards being if you are not that now. I know eventually if I put you in the type of environment or I put you in the right place to make that your reality, you will just as well make that your reality. Whether that's not who you are at that moment or if that's who you're striving to be, that's what you want to be. So I have to take that as ground truth. And even if you get on there and that's not who you really are, just the fact that you're willing to get on social media and pretend to be something you're not, like that's what you're presenting to everybody. So now I have to take that and I have to deal with that same reality. So social media is very important. Like you have to be cognizant of the stuff that you post on there.
Doesn't go away either.
You got to be cognizant of how you carry yourself, like you said, because it doesn't go away. I can find all of these posts, even though they're deleted out my phone, even though I don't know where they are. If I take enough time, I can find almost anything about you, especially when your life is so centered around social media.
Facts.
Which is why I don't believe there's a real thing called privacy, because everybody wants that type of attention.
People will post. People post and feel validated based off the likes.
How many people like it? How many people repost, subscribe?
How many people share it?
Yep.
How many people give you emojis? Like, that has people feel more validation from being popping on social media than they do being popping in real life. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole said, F your Twitter, just follow me in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm him in real life.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. Like, I'm not tripping or anything. Like, that's cool. That's good for you. Hope you're making some money off of it. But, like, I'm him in real life, though.
And that's one of the biggest things. I think people love to do that on social media because majority of the people that they're doing it for are people they'll never meet.
Yeah.
Majority of the people that you're surrounding yourself with on social media are people that can't validate your truth.
Right.
So they have to accept what you present to them.
Right.
But you don't realize the people that who really know you are laughing. They're like,
laughing at you.
That ain't bro's car.
Right.
I know Shotty lives with like 5 people. That's
right.
not her house. She's not taking these vacations all the time. She can't even afford rent. He don't got no job. He don't got no car. He don't got no house. But they feel validated because, you know, a couple thousand people on social media like, dang, I see you keep going, big bro. I see you, sis. You really stunting on here. And then they go back home and they sad.
Yeah, bro. That's really gotta be a sad life.
Bro, a very sad life.
That you have to turn on an app to feel your self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my self-worth comes through an app. But nonetheless, that's where we're headed, right? So where do you see how, I guess, social media has kind of shaped, okay, do you think social media shapes our morals?
It can, definitely, it can.
Unpack that.
So I think with the newer age, social media is such a big part of their life. It's very hard to almost get morals from somebody else because they're being raised by social media. Me growing up, we had MySpace, and I had limited time throughout the week, even if a month, if I could get on it consistently.
Right. It takes so much to get on there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to boot the computer up. Then that joint will shut down. Then my mom like, I got to use the computer, or you need to do your homework. So I had to live life in reality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For the longest time, I didn't have a cell phone.
Right.
My alarm clock was the street lights.
Right.
So I lived a life in reality. So
right.
My morals came from the experiences that I were having, that I was dealing with every day. My parents, the ones that were instilling a lot of morals, ethics, and responsibilities in me, my siblings, my friends. Like, I spent so much time understanding the difference between reality and social media. So granted, now that social media is such a big part, I still have the base set of my morals and ethics before I got to the point where I was able to be molded by social media. So yes, I can definitely believe that social media gives people their morals and their ethics, because we already see it. Like we talked about in a previous video, people will look at the comments before they formulate their own opinion about a video. So they'll think it right in their mind, and then they'll go in the comments and they'll start scrolling and be like, all right, they disagree with me. I think they might be right. So now that's what I'm going to go with. People want to be a part of the masses. They don't want to have their own individualism. They don't want to think for themselves. They don't want to be the outlier that everybody's looking at and like, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. So I feel like that in itself develops people's morals. And when you spend your entire life with social media, because we got kids at 1, 2, 3, 4 years old with cell phones, and they spend their entire life plugged in essentially, of course that's what they're going to get it from. That's what their friends are doing. And now the newer generation are their parents. That's what we're doing too. You know what I'm saying? We spend a lot of time on our phones, even though we grew up without having that as much as being a big part of our lives. So now we're spending time on our phones. Our kids are seeing that. So now they're developing that same type of addiction or same type of a reliance on it. And that's just going to continue to be the process, because technology is not going away. It's just getting more and more and more ridiculous in good and bad ways every single day. So eventually that's going to be their reality, is social media.
No,
or
sure.
just technology in general.
Definitely. I think you said it earlier, bro, but this thing right here, this is the greatest drug.
Bro, the greatest drug ever.
And I won't say the greatest. I'll say the most addictive. Because sometimes great can be confused with good.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
So this is the most addictive thing ever created. And you know what I don't like? I see 60-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 40-year-olds like this. All the time like this. Every event, they like this. Like this. But they'll be like, oh, this new generation, you know, all y'all care about is y'all phones.
Yep.
It has everybody. It has everybody in a chokehold. Everybody's in a chokehold. Your age doesn't age you out of the chokehold. No,
you gotta keep up with the times.
You're in it too. Like, it's addictive. So everybody's doing it. If you go outside or you go into a public setting, I don't care what race, what age, what you believe, what your religion is, everybody's gonna be like this. It has everybody. Like, so stop saying it's the younger generation and all y'all care about these phones and these phone. Yeah. Y'all can be on y'all phone too. Okay? It has everybody. It's genderless, it's raceless, it's ageless. And it's interesting that the billionaires and these tycoons, they all have two things in common, right? The richest people in the world own some type of media platform. Elon Musk has Twitter. Mark Zuckerberg has Facebook, Instagram. Jeff Bezos has the Washington Post. These trillionaires have a business, and they also have some type of media platform where they are able to control and influence the masses' psyche. The second thing they all have in common is they don't let their children subscribe to it. The guy from TikTok, he was like, yeah, my child can't get on it. Or, yeah, it has stipulations and boundaries on it. Right? Steve Jobs created iPhone. He was like, yeah, I didn't let my kids get an iPhone till they were teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they can't get on there. And if you do, it has stipulations and regulations. Oh, your kids have the regulations, and you don't want your kids on and affected by it. Mm-hmm. But everybody else, everybody else's kids can. Right? It's like, even Young Miami, she was in an interview and they were like, do you want your daughter to be a city girl? She was like, no.
Why? Why would I want that?
Why would I want my daughter to be a city girl? And so I actually like Young Miami. Like, she seemed like
a genuine person.
Yeah. But I'm just like, and then you got like Sierra at one point was making songs as if she was single, and you married with 4+ kids. It's like the math not mathing.
It's not adding up.
You have all these media platforms, but y'all have all the regulations. You push these agendas, and these influencers and celebrities kind of push this narrative, but you're not really living like that, or you don't want that to be your kids.
Yeah. And that's just because majority of people can't differentiate between reality and a lie or whatever's false. As you said, like this media platform, all of this has so much influence on what we perceive as real, and it impacts us in everyday life.
Facts.
Like everybody likes to talk about what has happened to club culture. Why is the club like? Why are we not pop locking and dropping it and crumping and doing dance lines in the club no more? That's because we in there like this.
Facts.
We recording everything. We taking pictures of everything. I was just talking to Hassan like a couple weeks ago.
What was
like
the year, bro?
2013. 2013 was when I seen the change, and I didn't realize how much of an impact it was going to have eventually, but I seen the shift from how things were changing in the party culture. It was my freshman year of college. We used to go to parties and count how many dances we was getting on our hands. Like, hey, I got 5 dances, I got 10 dances,
Yeah.
or I got 3 or 4 numbers. You know what I'm saying?
How
And
many you get? How many you got?
Exactly.
Nah, I got her number 2. Nah, shit.
We used to step out of the party drenched, like sweating, because it wasn't because it was just hot in the party, it's because we was dancing nonstop. You know what I'm saying? We were having legit fun. And some of these parties, you didn't even need drinks. It was just turning up, having fun, dancing, coking and joking, all of this stuff, right? And I remember I was in the party, and this was when Snapchat was really getting big. And this girl started dancing, and this dude brought out his phone, and the light came on, and everybody stopped. They was like, nah, you're not about to catch me with the thought light.
That's what they called it,
The
bro?
thought light. You're not about to catch me with the thought light.
The thought light.
And the whole party dynamic changed. And I remember from that point, it just slowly started getting worse and worse. It became from everybody dancing and mingling and having fun to everybody texting on their phone, recording everything that goes on. And now this is showing up in different aspects in our life. Not just in the club. We're talking about relationships. You can't keep them private. We're talking about people doing it on the job, doing it while you're driving. I have a bad habit of like texting and driving. Like I'll get my text off. So I can see how it personally impacts me. So I just know somebody who doesn't have the background of dealing without it, how crazy it's for them.
How the thought light changed the world as we know it.
The world as we know it. That's crazy.
Thought light changed the world as we know it.
Can't make this up, bro.
Can't make this up. No, I agree. I think, art, music, entertainment, it's the greatest reflection of life. It's the greatest imitation of life, right? You look at, I've said it before, but you look at a child, and if a child is very distant and not very communicative and is very silent, a lot of times therapists or social workers, psychologists will ask them to draw a picture. And through the picture, you can see their perspective on life, their perspective of what they're going through, right? So the same thing is true in art. Whether it's a painting, whether it's music, whether it's poems, whether it's just, spoken word. Marvin Gaye had the song "What's Going On," right? And it's always, art will tell you what's going on in the culture.
Yeah.
Right? And so the thought light, right, was a direct reflection of where society was going.
Yeah.
Where people cared more about their phone, what was going on virtually, and how their reputation and how they would look to other people, right? What their image was, as opposed to being them, right? So on a small scale, yeah, the thought light, but on a larger scale, now we have, people getting their entire body and face restructured so you can't even recognize them, because now they care more about their image.
Yeah.
Or they want to make $1 million, so they feel like they have to change their entire external. Now, I'm not saying there's something wrong with that, but don't get your self-worth from a surgery, right? Like, it's okay to have, I understand, you know, C-sections, you know, you have kids and, you know, even fellas, you know, certain things may be going on that you're dealing with, but don't think that that's the end all be all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing that even when you have these surgeries or whatever you alter, you have to keep having them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't replace you going to the gym.
Yeah.
You still got to go to the gym. It may give you like a jump start, but you still got to go put the work in.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like the thought light has now removed that human element and that, I guess, genuineness and authenticity of where we are in society.
Which is very huge. And don't ever forget, you may change how you look on the outside, but you can't hide from what's bothering you on the inside.
It's real.
You know what I mean? That is very important. So getting away just a little bit away from the social media aspect. In life, you go through a lot of different experiences. You have a lot of good times, a lot of bad times. And we always say that people make mistakes. Does somebody that betrayed your trust deserve a second chance?
Depends on what it was.
Okay.
And who it was.
Okay, break that down. Why does it I can see on what it was. Why does it matter so much who it was?
Because if a stranger betrays my trust, like if we not that tight, it's whatever.
You could care less.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't expect you to hold that much loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect you to, you know, we weren't that close, right? There wasn't a level of intimacy there, right? Whether it just be on a friend level, or relationship partner level, best friend, homie, brother, sister, right? Mom, dad, parents. Like, those relationships are harder to get over.
Yeah.
When it's a person that you didn't think would do it. It's easy for a person, you know, I can see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see you doing that.
Yeah.
Right? That's not hard. Right? Now, if it's a person that you like, man, I ain't think you would do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't think you would do that. Right? Then it's like, nah, that's kind of hard to go back from.
Okay.
Right? Now, it will be hard to go back from. Now, determining do you go back or do you not go back, I guess the difficulty level is based on the relationship. Whether you go back or not is based on what they did.
Mm-hmm.
If you betrayed me trying to get with my girl, my wife, my spouse, my partner, I can't go back from that.
Yeah.
I can't go back from that. Cause that's one of the most intimate parts of a person is their partner. So if you betray me on that,
It's sacred.
it's sacred. You betray me on anything. Like that's the last line.
Mm-hmm.
You crossed the last line. There's no
line.
There's no other lines to cross.
Yeah.
You went all the way, right? And so you may think we cool. I may not say, hey bro, or hey sis, or whoever. Like I'm not rocking with you no more like that. I may not say, hey bro, we're not besties anymore. But I'll never give you that access again.
Yeah.
You may think you know me or you know what I have. You don't know what I have going on, what I'm doing for real. Right? And I know, and I'm saying these things because it's happened.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so, yeah, I'll just leave it at that, right? But the second one that I feel like you can cross the line is stealing money too. So money and a spouse or money partner, girl, like you can't come back from that.
Can't come, but that's it.
Stealing it, like nah, bro, I can't trust you. Those are the two ultimate lines. It's hard for me to come back from that. What you think?
Spouse, girlfriend, very big line. Because honestly, as a man, one of the most frightening things, one of the most nerve-wracking things is committing to a woman.
Facts.
And trusting that she will value you, she'll respect you, and to get to that point that you love her so much to even consider or even make her your wife, and then your homeboy come in and pound her out. You know what I'm saying?
Work.
Like that's the ultimate betrayal. Like that's not only attacking my pride, that's attacking my confidence, that's attacking my ego. Like ego, that's attacking my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like I do love my wife, but I love my homeboy too. You know what I mean? Like I got so much respect for both of y'all, and y'all been such a big part of my life that these two people would come together and do this to me is like the ultimate betrayal, right? And then another thing that's really big for me is somebody put my life in danger. You know what I'm saying? And almost at the expense, almost to sacrifice me for their own good. Like I get it. Like one thing about me is I'm not putting anybody in a situation that they don't deserve to be in, or I'm not putting any of my friends in a dangerous situation. Like say I was an individual that like sold drugs, killed people, did something like that. If I know my homies got something going on in life, that's not something they do. I'm not dragging them in it. And nor would I sit here and sacrifice them or put them in harm's way and try to wiggle my way out of it. Like, I think that's the ultimate betrayal, because that only shows me that, first of all, you have no love for me because you're willing to swindle your way out of that. But also, you're not my dog. You don't got my back. Like, first of all, you put me in this situation, and now that I'm in it, you gonna save yourself and just say F me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those are two very big things, like to do any of that. And then another really big thing is anything with my kids.
For sure.
Like if somebody I trust puts my kids in harm's way, like that's insane. Like you allow your kids to stay at somebody that you love's house or something, and they drinking and they driving with your kids in the car. Or, you know what I'm saying, they are taking the responsibility that you gave them as, and say, hey, like if my kid was at my homeboy's house and he acting up, my homeboy has the ultimate authority to give my kid a whooping. Like if he acting up at your house, like you, my homeboy, I trust you enough to discipline my child. But if you out here abusing my child, that's a completely different story.
Right.
You know what I mean? So those type of things are things that you cannot come back. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate in this. Like let's just not say extreme situations. Do you think that since a person has showed you loyalty for so long, that it's almost inherent that they deserve a second chance? Like you said, somebody that you don't really know is a stranger, so you wouldn't expect, like you don't really care too much because you wouldn't expect them to hold that loyalty. But does somebody's longevity of giving you loyalty kind of give them a break on making that one mistake?
Man, it's I hate the answer was like, it depends. It's a case by case basis. But like sometimes situations can be revealing of the past though. So
you think it's things that like kind of added up over time that you never addressed?
Yeah, could be never addressed, never saw, they got away with, right? Never came to the light. And then now this situation happens and a whole, say this happens and then everything blows up. Like we had, why did I get married at the table when everybody just spilling secrets?
Yeah, nah.
You know what I'm saying? So if it's a situation like that, it's like, you've been doing this the whole time, I just didn't know.
Okay.
Right? Now, if, like I said, if it's sacred, my kids, like you mentioned, my spouse, my partner, money, I can maybe come back for money.
Yeah.
I can come back from that. I can come back for money. But spouse?
No.
Kids?
No.
Like, I can't come back from that. Because those are like, I have nothing else. Those are priceless.
That's almost like my gift to the world. Like that's my legacy.
It's priceless, bro. Like there's no, my DNA is in them, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Huge.
Like I can't come back from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, depending on what you did and like, we can get in it, but like obviously if it's egregious, no, but I can't come back from that. I can't give you a second chance to snake me again on my kids.
Yeah, I feel that.
I can't give you a second chance to snake me again on my spouse.
Nah, I feel that.
Nah, I can't do that. Now, keep it 100. If you back in the day, you may be a college kid, a high school kid, and y'all not having spouses and partners, and you in high school, you probably gonna end up dating the same girl.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're 15, 16 years old. You're gonna
mess with the same girls at least once.
You're gonna, bro. You're in high school.
Yeah.
Just proximity, environment, mind development, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna come around, right? And hopefully not in your like circle, but just people that you cool with in high school.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna end up dating the same girl. You know what I'm saying? But not your circle. And maybe in high school it wasn't your circle, but shoot, now y'all in college now.
And y'all cool.
And y'all cool. Y'all ain't in circle no more, but now you messing around with her and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cool. But like, they in your circle, you see them every day, like you close, you tight with them. And now you dating them? And, nah, bro.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? And even if, you know, she's not your current girlfriend or your current partner or your current, it can be your ex-wife. You gonna go mess with my baby mama? You gonna mess with my ex-wife?
Yeah.
My ex-girl? Nah, bro.
The way I look at it is, if I ever loved her, she's off limits.
And I'm very transparent. I would tell you, bro, she's off limits.
Yeah, very much. If I ever loved a shawty, if I ever told her I loved her, if I ever told you I loved her, shawty's off limits. It don't matter how long it is.
Off limits.
God, you can't mess with her.
And I'm not saying I've done this in the past, but there have been some, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, what they say, black men don't cheat.
Black men don't cheat.
Right?
We don't.
So there might have been a situation where you got a few girls.
Yeah.
You the man.
The guy.
You might be that guy. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm talking about somebody else.
Yeah, most
right?
definitely.
I'm talking about somebody else. So you may be that guy. You got a few. But if you and your homeboys, like me and my homeboys, we're going to say, nah, bro, she's off limits.
Yeah.
You feel me? Now, whoever else, hey, you can at least give me a heads up and I charge it to the game.
I could respect if somebody came to me and was like, hey, I was considering hollering at her. What you think about it? And I'd be like, nah, bro, you can't do that. And they'd be like, all right, cool. Or I'm like, have at it. I feel like as long as you could give me that courtesy, that respect to be like, hey, bro, I'm thinking about trying to smack a shawty. What do you think? And I'm like, nah. You like, all right, cool.
Bro, it's too many. It's all right. I'm just speaking as a coach.
Generally.
I'm speaking as a life coach right now. Right? Not from Hassan's perspective. All right. It's too many women out here to be messing with somebody's wife. It's too many women out here for you to think that you got to snake your boy. It's too many. Ladies, the same thing for you. It's too many men.
Facts.
Like, for you to think that you got to go and snake your people, you just got to get outside. Not in the sense of the club and the streets, but like you got to go places and get outside of your hometown.
Yeah.
When everybody's dating everybody. Go and see the world. It's too much out here, yo.
It's crazy to believe that everybody's favorite excuse is that when they're talking to their significant other and they're trying to make them realize how good of a dude or woman they are, they're like, there's so many options. I got so many options. There's so many people out here, but yet it seems like everybody fights over the same small sample size.
I feel like that with celebrities too.
That's crazy to me. Like, I got so many options. I got so many people in my DM. Then why are y'all fighting over the same 10 people?
I don't understand.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard to be 2 of 13,000. You feel me?
2 of 13.
It's hard to be 2 of 13,000. If only y'all knew. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you better find out.
Hey, we 2 of 13,000 is crazy work. All right, what you got for the people, man, to close it out?
Hey, man, that was a good one. A lot of gems dropped. A lot of very important things that we touched on. Maybe it was put in a humorous manner, but don't let it distract you from the importance of the things we talked about.
Facts.
It's happening in your everyday life, things you cannot escape and things that you have to prepare for because this is our reality. We are living in this iRobot movie.
No cap, no kizzy. It's Freewenow.
Till it is backwards. And now we are free.